Hey, what's going on? It's Mateo from Prophecy Chocolate. We're going to talk today about cacao shell tea, also known as cacao husk tea. So first of all, what is it? As usual, we start with our heirloom cacao beans from Peru. This is the Chuncho variety. We also work with Bella Vista. So what comprises the cacao bean is actually two things, one of which is that outer shell and the inner nib that's inside. So you can tell right there, I just separated the nib from the shell. So what do we have here? We've got our cacao shells, or our husks, and our cacao nibs. What we use to make chocolate are the cacao nibs. However, the cacao shells are also really amazing to drink. Pretty much everything that the cacao has, the shells also have. So it does have theobromine. It actually does have caffeine. Even if you Google it, it'll say no caffeine. Google's wrong. There is caffeine in the cacao shell, as well as the theobromine, a lot of minerals, vitamins. And so we're gonna make a tea with it today. So there's a few different ways. We're gonna go through two ways to make a tea. One way is traditional French press. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna load up the French press with all this cacao shells. So for all of you that like figures and numbers, this is about 0.2 pounds, I think 3.2 ounces. And this will make a drink for about 4 people, small cups. So we got boiling water. You could just put right boiling water in there. You don't need to cool it down. My favorite way to do it is to start to infuse it and then stop right about there. And then I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, make sure it's all nice and infused. And then we're gonna add the rest of the water. Fill it right on up. That's perfect. One thing I like to do is put the French press plunger actually right in there and just submerge a little bit. So that means all the cocoa shells are gonna be touching the liquid. And then we're gonna give this anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes. Now, if you wanted to make a cold infusion, you do the same thing, but with room temperature, cold water. Then you could leave it out, or you could put it in the fridge. But instead of 3 and 5 minutes, you're gonna wait probably like 12 to 24 hours, and then it'll be nice and cold, crisp, delicious. So let's wait on this, and we'll talk about the other method. In the meantime, I'll tell you a little joke. What did the cacao bean tell the chocolate maker? You crack me up. So another way I love is to simmer the cacao shells. So we're gonna take about the same amount in some simmering water. I'm gonna put them all in there. Then we're gonna stir them up a little bit. And then I'm gonna turn this down. Once it starts boiling, I'm gonna turn it down to a low simmer. And you could let that simmer really for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes I even do like hour and a half. It gets really thick and strong. Another thing I love to do to this is add cinnamon sticks. Sometimes I even boil it down with chaga, my favorite mushroom. So chaga, cacao husk tea, especially because the chaga has that dark color. Really looks like coffee, almost feels like coffee, gives you lots of energy. So just another way that you can incorporate it. You can even add your own herbs, spices, anything you really want, and it's gonna make a delicious, beautiful tea. All right, check back in a minute. So now we've been brewing for about 5 minutes. I like a little bit stronger, so I wait at least 5 minutes. And then we're gonna slowly press the plunger down. And you can see it's already absorbed quite a bit. Now we're gonna pour it off, make 4 cups of delicious cacao husk tea. Now, I'd like to say, be careful with the tea because it is really strong. I often find it's even stronger than cacao. So it'll give you a lot of energy. If you're looking for an energy boost in the morning that's not coffee, or maybe you even want to brew your coffee with the cacao husk tea, this is a really good way to do it. It's kind of got that natural chocolatey aroma and flavor, and it's a little bit lighter and more tea-like. Cheers. That's good. Yeah.
Nice.
So this has been simmering for about 15 minutes. Now we're gonna strain it out and drink it up. So this is gonna be a lot darker in general than the infusion we made. This is what you could call a decoction. The technical term of decoction, because you're simmering it. Alright, so press the rest of it. Little cacao shell tea. And this one, especially since we boiled it, you could see the oils that are kind of floating to the surface there, almost like a chocolate drink. Alright, let's try this one now. More rich and chocolatey, a little less acidic. That's good.